The fans turned out in force for the premiere of Russell Crowe's latest film, State of Play.
Coffee's free for friends of the press. I heard a young woman was murdered.
Who told you that?
You just did.
Cal McCaffrey is a long-time Metro reporter going to the scene of a murder. What we gradually realize is this murder story is connected in some mysterious way with Congressman Stephen Collins.
Sonia Baker, valued member of my staff, died this morning.
Congressman Collins. He's an old friend of yours, is that right?
Cal went to school with Stephen Collins. Stephen's always dedicated his life to public service, all things that Cal could never live up to himself.
When it comes out in the press that he's been having a relationship with this young girl, Stephen Collins turns up and says, "Help me."
I don't have anywhere else to go.
Cal begins to figure out, like, how can I help this guy? I can help him by finding out what the real facts are here.
She didn't kill herself.
How do you know that?
Hey, baby. I just want to wish you good luck. I want you to give him hell, and I can't wait for this weekend. I love you. Bye.
That's this morning. It looked like someone was about to go out and commit suicide.
No. You showed this to anybody?
Well, I thought about firing it up on YouTube.
Hey, you know what? This is the moment where I ask you, how stupid could you be? This changes everything. Gonna bring it all back your way.
The film is an adaptation of Paul Abbott's 2003 British television series.
Well, it's like you said, Steve. Adapt.
We embarked on a process of trying to take this series and condense it down to, and we had to pick and choose. And it was hard to take something that's 6 hours where there was so much great stuff and try to narrow it down and make choices.
Representing the Brits in a role originally played by Bill Nighy is Helen Mirren.
If this is as big as he says it is, a big if, then it's going to be good for you.
How is that good?
Well, watching seasoned reporters at work on a big story, you know, being part of it all, you'll learn a lot. So, Ted Moody, what do you think?
Don't let her do it.
And Cal, if you're on this, I want this to be clean, through and through.
Tell her
I don't want the
to
congressman
forget it.
getting...
It's your gig. You got it. Get loud now.
Excuse me, you're defending her now?
She's fine. I can work with her.
Cameron is absolutely Cal's boss. How great to be Russell Crowe's boss. I love pushing him around. Except, of course, I don't really know. Not when the camera's not rolling. But, Cal, she's inexperienced.
Inexperience isn't fading.
I'm not giving up the story.
Helen Mirren was a gas, you know, any time one gets to work with the Queen is a good thing.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Don't throw those dewy cub reporter eyes at me. It's nauseating.
I think she's very ambitious. She's very interested in uncovering the truth. But I think she's also a product of modern-day journalism and, you know, where she wants to impress her boss and she wants to get it right and she wants to be popular with the public.
You want me to go and sit around in some hospital waiting for a guy who looks like he might be coming out of a coma while you clean up the rest of the story? I mean, is that what that was all about in there?
Cal is the sort of dinosaur of the profession, and Della is the new kid on the block, or the new kid on the blog, you know. She comes from a very contemporary version of news gathering where, in a way, it's more honest. You know, I have a little piece of information and I can extrapolate that into something much larger if I just simply ask as many questions about it and answer them myself.
This is a real story. It's not open for interpretation. It does not require opinion.
What does society look like if you don't have reporters who are being the watchdogs for us?
We got 2 dead bodies. We got a guy in a coma. And we got us with a lead that nobody else has got, so you got to make a decision. Because I have to follow another lead tonight, and I cannot be in 2 places at one time.
At the heart of this movie, in some ways, is a debate about that, about what is the future of news and news gathering.
So you're going to be okay slumming it to find out if Vernon Sand was coming around or not?
In a way, that level of honesty when approaching a story offends Cal because, you know, he has spent, you know, the last 20 years or more being a reporter and you know, gathering his information in a quote-unquote credible way, you know, and not crossing certain boundaries, you know, and being pretty sure of what he's writing before he writes it. But in a way, Della comes along with that, you know, fresher, more contemporary attitude, and sort of shows up the older reporter as actually not being as businessless as he likes to pretend he is.
Oh my God, Cal, we could have stopped this. We should have given the police that file with their fingerprints and the photographs. God, Cal, we can't just let people get hurt like that. We can't
it's over.
Just keep letting people get killed.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's okay. It's over. It's over.
As Cal gets deeper into the story, he discovers just what he's up against.
Last year, 47 companies bid on major Homeland Security contracts. Of those, 16 companies were granted the bids. Of those, I can make connections between 14 companies. And I'm not just talking about someone leaving one company to go work for another. I'm talking about shared banking practices. I'm talking about collusive behavior. Now, my belief is, when all's said and done, and when the veil is pulled away, you will not see 14 individual companies. You will see one company. You understand?
And you've been digging around trying to make those connections clear.
Yeah, that's right.
Sonia was working on that?
She was my lead researcher. She was involved in everything we did.
They're gonna get you, Stephen. One way or another. They got 40 billion good reasons to want you out of the way. You gotta go on the record. Swing the spotlight back on them. You gotta protect yourself, man.
I always love a good thriller. I love a good sort of complicated story. I like things that I don't quite grasp at first, and then as the story progresses, you know, you find out more and more, and then you have to think back about what happened in the past.
You go out there and find me evidence linking Sonia's death to Point Core. I will go on the record. I will shout this thing from the rooftops.
I can do that.
All right, I gotta get back. I'll be in touch.
Stephen.
Yeah.
Just watch your back.
You too.
He is too personally involved. He should probably step away from the story, but his passion and commitment to his friend is also what's going to push him to find the truth.
Cal's search for the truth takes him to Dominic Foy, played by Jason Bateman.
Now that's gonna run tomorrow. Unless you tell me what I need to know today. I've got a car out back. I got a safe place for we can talk.
Cal comes after me hoping that I've got the kind of information that's going to kind of break this story open for he and for Della, because their backs are up against the wall. And so he kind of is just turning over every, you know, stone, and there I am lurking under one.
Where did you meet Sonia Baker?
Why don't we start with a little compensation?
This guy's stoned off his face and now he wants a beer. Can I have one?
Yeah. For what? Me helping you out, me losing my business. This bed's disgusting. Compensate me, okay?
Okay, so you want to be paid to help solve Sonia's murder?
Save it, all right? I'm in PR. I know a little bit about phrasing questions, so why don't you try phrasing it like this? Would I like to be paid for helping you get a book deal?
Nobody's here for a book deal.
Really? Everybody wants a book deal, and I'd like my cut, okay? That's just fair.
When did you meet Sonia?
Compensation.
Came here to talk, Dominic.
And you know what else? I'm the talent, and I don't like the vibe, so why don't you change that up, okay?
This is a really complicated film, but that's the pleasure of this film, is that there's a lot going on, a lot of characters, there's a lot of depth, there's a lot of twists, there's a lot of humor. I mean, people maybe don't think there's going to be humor in this film, but I've seen it with an audience, and people really laugh, and it's jam-packed with incident and character.
This is as big and as connected as it gets. You follow any fissure of this, it's a massive story. You got Fergus, you got Point Core, and now you got Media Corps, all connected, all in collusion, all playing for the same country club. I didn't realize you'd taken up the game.
Oh, Cal, if there's any corruption involved here, it's coming from you. You have injected yourself in this story right from the beginning, and we all know why. It's over, Cal, as far as you're concerned. I can't protect you anymore. Right now, I'm not too sure I'd want to.
State of Play is out in cinemas now.